Hello and welcome to Easy Play Piano. In this lesson we'll be looking at how to play Truly as made famous by Lionel Richie. This is an easy piano tutorial with note names, chords, and lyrics. Don't forget to snag your free 100-day practice challenge and free music guide. I'll leave a link down below in the description box. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a lesson. So if you're ready, let's get started. The melody for this is E, F, E, D, E, E, F, E, D, E, E, D, D, E, C sharp, G, F. The chords are C major, C, E, G, E minor with a B in the bass, so B, E, G. And then you have the G minor 6 with a B flat in the bass. So you have G minor, G, B flat, D. So you're just going to play that B flat in the bass. And then you have a G minor with an A in the bass. Again, going back to the G minor chord. And then you're going to play an A because this is split between the right hand and the left hand. So you have the A in the bass and the B flat and the D in the right hand. Moving to the A major 7th chord, which is simply A, C sharp, E, and G. And again, this is split between the right hand and the left hand, and then ending on D minor, D, F, and A. Let's put this together and see what it sounds like. So you might have noticed that I'm using this piece of music just as sort of my guide. And if you're curious about how to arrange chords and really make a piece your own, I'll leave a link down below in the description box. The melody is F, G, F, E, F, F, G, F, E, F, F, E, D, C, E, F, D. The chords are D minor, so D, F, and A. And then you have a C sharp augmented. So just to keep it really simple, let's just play C sharp, E, and G, and then you're going to augment that C sharp to an A. And then you have a D minor with the C in the bass. So start with the D minor, D, F, A, and then lift the D off and add the C. And then you have your basic C major chord, so C, E, G with the G in the bass. Moving to the G major chord, G, B, D. And those notes are just filler notes, just basically outlining the G major chord. So let's put that all together. So the melody is C, B, C, A, F, E, D, C, C, A, F, E, D, C. So the chords that support this melody are F major 7th. So just start with the F major chord, so F, A, C, and then you're going to add that E, which makes it gives it that dissonance, that really beautiful flavor. And again, you can play as written, or you can split it between the hands, or you can add the octave, or you can just simply play the bass, and this is all about arranging. And then the next chord is the E minor 7th chord, which is E, G, B, and then you're going to add that D. Now in this case, I'm actually adding the 7th in my right hand, and I'm just playing the bass, the octave in the bass, and then taking the rest of the chord in my right hand. And then we have again the A major 7th chord. So in this case, I'm playing the F, C, and then the E, which is the 7th. And then I'm playing the A, that's a third of the F major chord. And then again, I'm doubling that 7th. That really just increases that dissonance. And then we have the E minor 7th chord again, doing the same thing here. Now let's put that all together. Melody is F, E, D, C, A, B, C, G, B, C, E, D. These are filler notes. A, G. The chords that support this melody are E minor 7th. So just to keep it really simple, if you're newer to chords and arranging, it's E, G, B, and then the D is the 7th. But in this case, what I'm doing is I'm actually playing the octave. So I'm going an octave lower, playing the E, and then the 7th of the chord in my left hand. And then I'm splitting this chord up with my right hand as well. And then all you have to do to play the F major chord is just shift your hands from the E and the D to this F and the E. And again, in the right hand, I'm filling in the rest of the chord, the third of the chord, emphasizing the 7th to give it that dissonance, and playing the octave, and then back down again. So basically, just moving between these two chords. And then you're going to move to the D minor chord, so D, F, A. And then you have the F chord with the G in the bass. So if you are unfamiliar with the F chord, it's F, A, C, but then you're going to play the G in the bass. So think about it this way. Think about playing the F chord and then also adding the G. But again, we're splitting this between the two hands, so it creates just the most beautiful dissonance. Okay, let's put this together. You can see here that we have the first ending, and that just simply repeats everything that we've already practiced together. So let's jump to the second ending and let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so the melody for this part is, again, we're taking the second ending. It's E, F, D, D, A, G, 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 and then go up to the octave, D, E. Now I'm doubling the octave, you don't have to. This depends if you're playing for a singer accompanying or if you're creating your own arrangement of this song. I think in this part, I think it sounds good if you double the octave. This again is just filler. So E, E, F, E, D, E, C. Okay, that is the melody. There's not much in terms of the melody here, but there's a lot of filler, which makes it really beautiful. So let's look at the chords underneath this melody. So you have, starting with the second ending, you have D minor, so D, F, A. And then you have the F chord with the G in the bass. So F chord, think of your F chord, but then you're going to play a G in the bass. And in this case, there's actually a split between the right hand and the left hand, which is pretty common. You'll see a common theme throughout this piece. So F with the G in the bass, and then you have G suspension. So you have G, F, so that's the G7th, and the suspension is C to B. That's the suspension. So you're moving from G7 suspension to a G7 chord. And then you have the C add 9. So think about the C add 9 this way. Just play your C major chord, and then you're going to add the ninth, interval above, so it'll be D. But in this case, I'm doubling the octave, so the ninth is actually played in the right hand. So it's, and this is filler. And again, this is where you get to really make this piece your own. This is where you get to be creative. I love to add fills. And then continue with the ninth chord, the C ninth, moving to the 7th, and the 7th of the C major chord is the B flat. Keep with the C7th, and then to the F major 7th chord. So F, A, C, and then add the E. Again, I'm splitting this between my hands because it just feels more comfortable for me. My hands aren't that large, so I oftentimes have to split the chord between my right hand and my left hand. Okay, let's put this together and see what it sounds like. So the melody for this part, again, we're going to start out with some filler, so before the melody comes in. So we're going to actually think of the F major chord, which is F, A, C, and then we have a G in the bass. But again, you can play whatever feels good to you. You can play as written, so that would be just G, C, F, and A, or you can split it between your hands like I often do. Then the melody comes in G, G, D, E, filler, E, F, G, E, D, E, C, and then a bit more filler. All right, let's look at the chords that support this melody. So again, starting back, we have a lot of filler here. So just the F chord with the G in the bass, and then we have this C add 9, which is C major, and then you're going to add that D. And in this case, the ninth is played with the right hand. So C add 9. Again, filler. You can do as little or as much as you like here. Again, I always use the lead sheet or the score just as sort of a guide, and then fill in my own chords and arrangements. And then we have the B flat with the C in the bass. So B flat chord is B flat. Again, in front of you, you might see A flat, but A sharp and B flat are the same thing. So it's B flat, C, E with the C in the bass. So just like that. Moving to the C7th, F major 7th, so the F chord, F, A, C with an E, that makes it the 7th. Again, I'm splitting it between the hands, and then I'm moving back to the chord that we looked at the first part of this section is the F major chord with the G in the bass. All right, let's put this again together and see what it sounds like. So the melody is G, and then you're going to move up to the next octave, G, A, E, G, C, G, F, E, F, C. Again, this is filler. All right, so let's look at the chords that support this melody. so for the melody for this part is you're going to start on the G. So just for your reference, this is middle C and this is G. Now in this section, we're actually going to be moving up to the higher G. So G, G, A, E, G, C, G, F, E, F, C. Again, this is filler. So let's look at the chords that support this melody. So we first of all have the C major chord, which is just C, E, G. And then to make it really simple, just add the 7th, which is B flat. And then you have the F major 7th, so start with the F major chord, F, A, C. And then you have the E, which adds that beautiful dissonance. And then you're going to move, keep in your mind as if you're still playing F major, but you're going to add the G in the left hand. All right, let's put this all together. Okay, so the melody is G, D, E, D, E, F, E, C, filler, C, G, E, bit more filler. Okay, let's look at the chords that support this melody. So the first chord we have is the add 9, and we've looked at this chord already, but just for quick review, start with the C major chord, so C, E, G, and then to add the 9th, just pretend like you have this octave, and then, so an octave is an interval of an 8th, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then add one more note, that's your 9th. Now, oftentimes, you can add the 9th in the right hand, which is the case here. It's also in the melody. And then we have the C 9th, and we're going to actually add the B flat, which gives beautiful dissonance. And then F major, F, A, C, and then we have the C major chord, C, C, E, G, but we're playing actually the E in the bass. And then we have D minor 7th, D, F, A, and then we have a D minor 7th with the flat 5. So let's pick this apart for just a second. So we have D minor chord is D, F, and A, and the 7th is the C. But first of all, let's start with basic D minor, and then we're going to flat the 5th. So the A is the 5th of the chord. We're going to lower that a half step. So now we have A flat, okay? And then remember, we have the C, which makes it the 7th. But again, we're going to split this between the hands. And then we're going to move to just back to C major. And you can see in the left hand, it's kind of arpeggiating the chord, or you can just play it as blocked. All right, let's put this together. Now this very ending part, you can really play as much or as little as you like. So there is a ritardando, which means to get slower. And then there's the octave going down. Or you can pause right just before on the D minor 7th. Can go up the octave, whatever tickles your fancy. And this is a place for you to get really fancy and arrange and add color to your own playing. Congratulations, you've completed this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson.